Dan's a new caller in Sandringham, appropriately. Hi, Dan.
Hello there, Tom. How are you doing? You okay?
Well, sir. What do you make of this? It's pulls you up short a bit, doesn't it, I think? 42 and to be undergoing cancer treatment? I mean, that's terrible.
Certainly. I mean, I'm not going to make light of any of that whatsoever. I think that the level of cover that this has received nationally, through the conspiracy, through everything, is certainly not very nice for an individual. However, I do feel that the royals only hold their place in this world because we pay our taxes towards supporting them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think your last caller, James, to say that they deserve their privacy and that we should let them be. Of course, in a medical situation, we should. But what are they there for if it is not to be seen?
Yeah, but there's a balance, isn't there? I mean, for example, we don't know what the major abdominal surgery that Catherine had in January was for. And
no.
I'll be honest with you, I, like you, pay my taxes, some of which goes to the upkeep of the palaces that I will never get to live in. I don't feel like I have to know, or want to know, or should know what the major abdominal surgery was. Why should I?
I don't feel that I need to know what the major abdominal surgery is. I think there's been a strange sort of situation around the whole thing. I mean, people are allowed time off if they're sick, and just to say, well, you won't be seen in public for the 3 months leading. It doesn't seem to have been done in a way that any normal employee of anyone would have had to behave.
Are you saying that they should have said this earlier?
I'm saying that I believe there should be an argument for them to have said it earlier.
All right. Dan, appreciate the call. Thank you. Alison's in Surrey. Hi, Alison.
Hi there. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say I'm so sorry about the news with Kate. And I wish, her and everyone, all the best. I was very angry earlier in the week, listening. People seem to think that we, the general public, needed to know all the ins and outs of her medical condition.
Yeah.
From my personal point of view, I could not have cared less if she'd had an appendectomy or a hysterectomy. It wasn't my business. And I really feel that they've been hounded and she's been hounded. I'm so angry about this.
I wonder whether you feel like we've got a problem here about what right we have
exactly
over the royal family, and to an extent then what they are there for.
Exactly.
So how much can we know? How much are we owed in terms of the knowledge that comes out from the palace about things that are going on, and how much is really unfortunate, unnecessary speculation?
Okay. I don't know. She's a public figure, but she's also a private person. And like any of us, she deserves, her medical conditions to be kept to herself. Doesn't have to be shared with the whole country. I got really angry earlier, and I will not go into massive detail, but I was listening, and and a presenter seemed to think, well, we need to know. Do we need to know? No, we don't. Why do we need to know? Will your life be enhanced by knowing what's happened to her?
The old public interest test is not the same as interesting to the public, is it?
Well, I don't know. And social media, I got sent a picture, with Kate's face dummied up on some sort of busty blonde going, this is the real reason she was in hospital. Rubbish. Social media has an awful lot. Needs to share a lot of the blame.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's very, very hard to regulate, though, and so you have to be very judicious about who you trust and what sources you take as being factual. You're not going to stop the memes, though. And I agree with Andrew. Thank you, Alison. I do agree with Andrew. The photo, the Instagram picture, the Mother's Day thing was a mistake. It was a mistake, and it created a lack of trust, where trust had previously been about what it was we were actually looking at, and the gate blew wide open to all kinds of crazy conspiracy theories about just what was going on. Now we know. You would have thought that for any family, trying to tell your children, to reassure them that you're going to be all right and that it's honestly going to be fine, but we are a bit worried about this, trying to tell your 3 kids and deal with everything else that is going on as being part of a family like that, it must be a complete nightmare. Sandra's in Leyton. Sandra.
Hello, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. First, I'm really sorry. I just heard the news. It is shocking, and I really pray she gets well. And we don't need to know, Tom, everything. No, we don't. People who need to know, they need to get a life, okay? They just want some form of gratification to make them feel better about themselves. It says a lot about them. No, I believe that, as you said, Tom, balance, yeah? Yes, they're all family. We pay taxes, but come on, guys, get a life.
How much should we have even been able to know about this?
Not right now. No, I think things should have just waited a little bit. They deserve privacy. They've got feelings, Tom, yeah? And when I've heard it all week, I just didn't have time to call in, and I'll say, you people need to get a life, really go and get a life. Leave the family alone. When they're ready, Tom, they'll release what we need to know, yeah? Because it's just not right, Tom.
Should the people to whom your taxes go, in part, pays for the palaces, pays for the protection, pays for the horses and the garlanded chariots and whatever, why should they get to decide what it is you get to know about them?
Well, sorry, say it again, Tom, you lost me there. So we pay taxes, yeah.
Why should they get to decide what it is you get to know about them, wholly and entirely?
I think it's just none of their business. They've gone too far, Tom. Only to a certain extent. A lot of things could have been said. She's not well, and I'll say, okay, leave her alone, give her some space. If anything, when the palace is ready. That's my understanding, Tom.
All right, Sandra, thank you for the call. 03456060973 is the number. It's part of the balance of this between the constitutional monarchy, who are there to perform a role that, let's be honest, 90% of us don't know or particularly care about. What story can we tell ourselves about the importance of a constitutional monarchy? Not a lot. But it's the balance between the constitutional role and their celebrity. These are celebrities. And that is a very, very difficult balance between job, actual statecraft, the necessity of this institution in the functioning of our country's life, and them as being Hollywood A-listers. That is incredibly hard, and that balance has been lost, I would suggest, over the course of the past few weeks, and in part because of the palace's mistake regarding that photo. It doesn't explain it, doesn't justify some of it, but that has played into it massively.
My wife was diagnosed with breast cancer a couple of years ago, and luckily she's over it, but I've got 10-year-old twins, and we decided not to say anything because, obviously, you hope for the best. And I just despair, Tom. What kind of world have we created? You know, it's just turned sour, where the lives of people, you know, Kate and William, and obviously Charles as well, they're going through personal trauma at the moment, and I just think that they're not a property of us, and they need care, they need love, and we need to get behind them. And I'm just so sad. What have we become, Tom? Where the dollar, or, you know, money is more important than decency, and it's just foul. We've created a foul society.
And this is based, Martyn, your sadness is based on what you've seen on social media, or a bit of what's seen in some of the national newspapers? The entertaining of some of those conspiracy theories.
Well, I don't do social media because I think it's a cesspit.
I don't blame you.
And I'm better than that. I read decent papers. I listen to people such as yourself, who, over the last few weeks, with your nuanced approach with the Gaza situation, and you've been brilliant. And we need more of that. We need more decency. And we've just created a cesspit of a society where everybody's shouting at each other. And these poor people are living through this, and it's just wrong, you know. I had to pull over and say something because it's tear jerking, and just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Let them get on with it. Let them get over this situation, and then we can get behind them because they're so important to our society. You know, they're that thread through our history, and we need to, you know, just back off a bit. Why is everybody shouting at each other? You know, it's just wrong.
Martyn, every generation of the royal family have had difficulties with intrusion into their lives and have had great personal sadnesses. And I just wonder whether the battle or the sort of the balance that there is between privacy and publicity makes you wonder why people are put in this position at all.
Precisely. The trouble is, they aren't celebrities. They're the royal family. It's the media that's creating them into celebrities, and that's the difference. You know, they use the MSM and social media are using them as a commodity to make money, and it's debate.
But listen, I don't disagree with you, but there is also the royal family feel like they have to play into that. There is a brand royal. You know, that they want you to support them, so they do nice things about nice things for nice causes that make you think that they're, you know, doing stuff. And they are, in that sense, doing stuff because they're helping these causes. But that's about a management of a brand there. So, again, it's this constant push and pull between celebrity and constitutional monarchy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a I think we, the public, have to decide what that outcome is.
I think you're right. I think you're bang right, sir. I think we've got to work out what we want from people in the royal family. Do we want a constitutional monarchy, or do we want born celebrities?
Yes, and then you end up with Trump or Blair as president. I'd rather have King Charles and William and Kate, because they are above that, or they should be, and we're just abusing the situation for money. And it is so debased and sour, and that goes through the political system. And we've talked about this before, Tom. Everybody's shouting at each other, and there is no nuance anymore. There is no decency anymore. Everything has become sour, and we need to back off this. And it's all because of social media. And the day that social media is switched off, the better. My kids will not be allowed to go on any social media until they're 16. Period.
Oh, good luck with it.
Well, no, they are not.
Well,
they
listen,
are not.
I think I'll give you a flavour of the response so far to you, Martyn. Here's Robbie. Tom, can I vote for Martyn to be Prime Minister?
Well, I tell you now, I couldn't do a worse job than what's in at the moment.
Well, that is a conversation for another time.